Well, for more on this, let's bring in Zaid Alisa, a British-Iraqi analyst specialised in Middle Eastern affairs. Thank you very much for joining us here on France 24. What exactly is behind the standoff in Kirkuk province?
Well, it is basically a political standoff and a military standoff. Both sides, that is Masoud Barzani, the president of the Kurdish regional government, and Abadi, the prime minister of Iraq, cannot afford to back down, particularly at this sensitive stage. And that's why they are actually pushing the tensions to boiling point in an already fragile area. And they are seriously threatening the stability and security of this highly volatile area. Now, what's behind it is actually what has triggered the whole thing is the referendum, particularly carrying out the referendum in the so-called disputed area, mainly Kirkuk, the oil-rich area, the multi-ethnic, multi-sectarian area. Now, Abadi cannot actually afford, with the looming election, to be seen weak and losing Kirkuk, which and also the entire Kurdish region, which actually constitutes a third of Iraq after the major victories and the triumphs of clinching back control and recapturing Mosul and clawing back Hawija. Now, the victory of Hawija has brought the Iraqi forces face to face with the Peshmerga in the area of south of Kirkuk. Both sides are heavily armed. Now, the Americans have tried to convince Masoud Barzani to actually postpone, not scrap, but postpone the referendum, knowing that unless he actually does that, then Abadi has absolutely no chance of winning the looming elections in April. But Barzani have wanted to capitalize on all the gains made by the Kurds and actually to bolster his waning influence, reassert his authority and restore his power, and increase also his family chances in tightening their grip on the entire area of Kurdistan, which is also suffers from heavy competition between Kurdish powers, that is the PUK, which is in Suleimania, and the Democratic Kurdish Party, which is led by Masoud Barzani. So that is why the stakes are very high for both sides. It is driven by the motivation of both sides to actually gain in the next looming elections. Abadi needs to actually be seen acting tough, and now we can see that the popular mobilization forces, who have actually played a central part, a major part, and have spearheaded the recapture of huge areas lost to ISIL, heavily emboldened and empowered after the major victories. And we've seen that the Peshmerga have actually stood firm. They are not willing to give in. And that's why the situation is very, very tense, with both sides facing off in a military confrontation, with the Americans unable to do anything about it at the moment because the referendum, that it is a major condition for the Iraqi government, that is for Abadi, for Barzani to actually cancel and scrap the referendum, and Abadi is being backed heavily by the parliament and by the federal court.
Neither side willing to back down, as you say there. Thank you so much for that analysis, Zaid Alisa, expert in Middle Eastern affairs based in London. Thank you very much once again.